Welcome back. We are on to Mission 5 of the Nightfall campaign, Venta Cemetery. In terms of comp, not much is really different here. It's going to be pretty consistent for the most part. And our required hero this time is once again Koss. I have not changed his build around. He still runs a basic Dragon Slash build. And anyways, that's pretty much it. Without further ado, we'll get running. Venta Cemetery, very quick mission if you don't care about the bonus. If you do care about the bonus, this mission is long. So, it doesn't start until you get Disarm Trap. I am going to apply it to Over Never Surrender because it is my least used skill. If you are very confident and willing to wait, I could apply it over Heroic Refrain after I applied it to everybody, but it's not worth it. But it is the main gimmick of this mission. You just run up to sentry traps, activate your 5 skill. There's a bar letting you know how long you have until it activates. And as long as somebody ends up completing the activation of that skill, you will be fine. So now we'll go on the move. So the mission here is you want to get past all of these guard posts, stay away from the garrison, and get out to Margaret the Sly on the other side of the map. So you can treat it as a stealth mission. However, the bonus is doing the exact opposite. Instead, going full in on clearing every single guard post of everybody. And you have to kill them before this meter drains out, otherwise I believe it summons extra enemies. But that's one guard post down. There we go. So the goal is to neutralize all 12. Which means my route is I go here, and then I just loop around, get to these two, and then I go back to Margaret. Gwen does not. Alright, everybody has been Thanos'd up. Wait, do I only have a +3? I didn't recast on myself. I thought it was weird that I was only getting 9 energy from my shouts. That explains a lot. It's like, how am I in trouble with energy? Well, that would do it. Yeah, in terms of enemies, I kind of keep an eye out for any priests. I watch for oppressors and seers since they take away enchantments. And then scribes because meteor is annoying. I'm not very worried about the guards. I'm not as worried about paragons, which are lieutenants, I believe. Bowmen, they have whirling defense, so me attacking them is not very useful, because they will block most of my attacks. Since I am not carrying a Surin scan with me. Let's get aggressive refrain on myself. But yeah, if you're going through the mission version of this, it is going to take a while, because you're going to have to fight your way through everything. Generally, if you can keep relative straight lines, you'll fight less things, but in general, you're just going to have to get used to the fact that you're fighting a lot. Let's see if we can get the spotter to leave us alone. Koss, don't. Just move on, bro. Oh, too late. Now the minions are attacking. Alright, I'm going to go for the disable. As soon as you see the bar available, you are within range to disable the sentry trap, even though it looks like I was nowhere near it. Yeah, I can see all those blocks. They can just take a bit, but they don't really do much damage from my experience. And their spirit does provide a double adrenaline, so it's not too bad if you've got adrenal skills running. It's like I probably could have run save yourselves here, but right now I just prefer the extra bit of damage because I don't trust my heroes necessarily to deliver it all. So access to deep wound is helpful. Alright, so we're going to disable the trap again. There we go. Another post down. And this is another important place to keep your mission map visible, because if you open your world map, you're not going to see it. Okay, 2 scribes, a bowman. Nothing major to deal with here. The main thing with the scribes is if you can get Master of Magic stripped off of them, I don't believe they do much damage. I don't know how optimized they are into fire and earth magic, but I figure getting rid of Master of Magic off of them would reduce the damage. It's kind of like ending 7-weapon stance when it was on my warrior. It just drains a lot of stats that they could have had. Okay, good. Everyone's keeping their Thanos. I was worried about that for a second. Okay, we got 2 oppressors. Nothing big here. Yeah, just take a quick glance through whenever you're approaching it. See who's the best target to hit and just go after them. It's like I tend to knock out the oppressors quickly. There we go. Another one disabled. I believe that is 4? No, it's 5. 5 in 8 minutes. Honestly, it's not too bad. I was expecting this to take a lot longer. Okay, Master of Whispers, you just do your own shout. Seers. Oof, that was the power of a seer right there. I don't believe it matters if the evacuees fall. I think they're just there to serve as extra bodies for you. So if you ever get too close to the garrison, it will attack you. Oh my god, Koss, get out of there again. This is the disadvantage to having your guy on fight. I was going to try to loop back around, but Koss said no. He decided we are going to sneak by. Let's go after the seer next. That's a spotter up there and a bunch of bowmans. That's not too bad. Guard post is 2 scribes. That group is a random group. No spotter, though. Okay. Koss, you need to control yourself here, bro. So yeah, you're given a warning if you step a little too close to the garrison. Sneak everybody out real quick past the patrol range. It's just bowmen, so not going to be at risk. In fact, I'll put them over there. Decrease their chances of pulling something. But yeah, you can just see my entire mob here just allies all these green names. Eventually, they'll break through all of the whirling defenses. And you can, in fact, since they are healers, you can try to heroic refrain the evacuees. You have no way of confirming if they actually still have the effect, but you can do it. We're up to 7 now, so almost there. So we're going to head out here. We're going to take this group. Looks like we got a priest. Perfect. And then an oppressor. Yeah, you just always want to take out the priest first. Reversal of Fortune is very annoying if you just leave the priest to cast it whenever they want. Since I got the space and energy to do it, why not? Seer and a scribe. We'll do the seer first. Come on, Master of Whispers. Just use your incoming and catch up. Everyone's still Thanos. +4s. Yeah, I have an extra second that they're not going to have, but it's fine. All right, 8 down, 4 to go. Do you want to go around? Yeah, I'll go around. Just head back where we came from, see if there's fewer enemies to fight this way. And when I snuck around this cliff here, that was probably about as close as you can get to the garrison without triggering them to fire on you. You do not fire unless fired upon. Not that Koss understood that assignment. Looks like the group just decided to walk across the middle, so we have to fight them anyways. Still, it's no big deal. As long as you make sure you're within the effects for all of your shouts, your group's solid and in place. Oh, never mind. That was a different group. Okay. So we did indeed skip that one. Scribe and Seer. Head over this side, see if I can get the trap first. There we go. Generally, I would recommend if you are skipping the bonus, I would sneak along the north edge. That's probably going to be the one that has the fewest, and it's what I traditionally did. But if you're going through the bonus, does not really matter where you approach from. If you just kind of keep it in a consistent line and just try to reduce the time to get to each, or the distance to get to each guard post, you'll fight the fewest enemies overall and get done the quickest as a result. Okay, we have a seer and a scribe. Okay, Razah, get over here, especially because you lost your heroic refrain doing something stupid. So did Master of Whispers. Like, bro, you can maintain the shouts yourself. How are you losing them? Presser and a seer. We'll go seer first. Yeah, the Cornins, as long as you kind of break with this kind of comp that has a lot of blood as power going around to maintain energy, as long as I get rid of the ones that are stripping enchantments, generally the group's not much of a threat. So there's the sentry trap, finally went off. It deals like 20 damage. Actually, the next time I run into a sentry trap, I might intentionally let it fire off. I probably should let it go once just to show that it's really not that big of a threat. It's just annoying. And the thing about disarm traps is it is an easily interrupted skill. That means if you get hit by any attack, you just immediately get it canceled. So yeah, we'll let that sentry trap go. 2 scribes. Let's run up. So yeah, there you go. Did 32 damage to me, so looking at it, here it goes again. 32 damage really does not do much. Disable it so easily. There we go. That is all 12 guard posts handled. And with that, all that is left is getting back to Margaret. Or Margreed, as I think Koss calls her. Which the greed is accurate, I'm not gonna deny that. Right. I generally just cut through the middle here. I kind of look to see if there's any enemies I can walk around. Pretty much aiming for this pass right here. You can see the sails of the ship right behind it. As long as somebody gets there alive, you succeed. So we'll sneak through here, cut to the right. Spotter's seen us. No, Koss. Don't you dare. There we go. That's that handled. Now we'll fight this group here. Probably risky on my part because I probably would have gathered that group. Honestly, the better play for me would have been to wait, watch that group, and make sure that they weren't doing anything. In fact, I'll start cheating my guys over. Yeah, I figured they'd come in. So now they have the spirits as cover. Okay, Xandra, you did not attack anything. None of you attacked anything except for Koss, my god. I intentionally put fallback on there so you all would be able to get your heroic refrains there. I was so distracted watching, I lost it on everybody. That's fine, we're pretty much done, and nothing from here on's really a threat. As long as you're methodical about it, this mission's not too tricky. And it's gonna hold true for most of the Nightfall missions. It's a matter of picking your battles until you get into some of the harder missions like Hell's Precipice from Prophecies or doing anything in Winds of Change. As long as you're picking your battles, you're fine. The reason the other things are harder is because they don't let you pick your battles. But you talk to Margaret and mission over. You win. And this takes you back to Spamadan. So just like with Black Tide Den, what you can do if Plains of Jaren pops up as a Zaishen Vanquish, you can do Black Tide Den in just normal mode, speedrun it, just along that northern edge. And if you're in a group of players, it will actually port you to here with a party of 8. At least I know it used to. I've been a solo player for a very long time. So I don't remember if it does that anymore. But I do remember having party sizes of 8 in both Kamadan and Plains of Jaren. I think it also works with henchmen. I'm actually going to check that because this didn't take too long. I'll do it in normal mode, speedrun it, see if it lets me keep the henchmen around. So I'll kick out Xandra, put in Koss. And then among the henchmen, I believe it's Kim, Sogalon, Girez, and Herda are all for sure in the next, are all henchmen in Kamadan? Well, let's see. Let's see if this still works. So, heroic refrain on myself. Cast it again. Then just maintain it and get ready to run. Fact. I'll tell them to avoid combat. So yeah, like I'd said earlier, if you just hug the north side, you don't have to fight as many enemies here. Wait, I'm actually going to run through this side. Split the middle here. And if you have a half decent if you have a half decent running build, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting in here. The smarter play probably would have been to just flag all of my heroes back at the start, but it's whatever. As long as I am still alive, that is what matters. So we're probably going to see a lot of heroes die here, but it's fine. Although now that I have fewer people I'm shouting to, I will have to watch my energy a little bit more. Can't be as freewheeling. Yeah, it's like I'm not even doing a running build here. I have everybody with me, and I've dropped one party member. Yeah, the main disadvantage to this strategy, or I guess it's the main two disadvantages are you can't bring a full hero team to Vanquish unless you've got some other players with you, and one of those heroes has to be Koss. So if you have a good hard mode comp that comes with a warrior, or you can easily slot him in, then that works. But you have to be smart about it. Alright. This will probably be the main group that we'd actually have to deal with when running through. Yeah, I figured they'd pull. But almost there. There's nothing to fear. Just keep running. Wait for a second here. Everyone gather back up. The mob was running towards us, so had to quickly make the decision to run. And there we go. We are at Margaret. How long have we been in this map? 4 minutes? So yeah, if you really want to do this mission quickly, just run along the north wall there and you're done in just minutes. And there you go. Party size of 8. And so now you can select hard mode. It bumps all of your henchmen up to 20, and you can vanquish Plains of Jarn with a party of 8. However, if you try to remove anybody from this party, or you re-enter a outpost after this, you're getting nobody. So prove that. I'll kick Koss here, and I can't replace him with a hero. So just make sure you are wary of that if you are going to use this strategy to vanquish. Oh, there you go. Now you have what would normally be a party size of 4 only. Now you got a full party size of, well, normally 8, but 7 for me. But that's pretty much all I got for this mission. So thanks for watching. Hope these are helpful, and we'll see you for the next one.